Hello, my young friends. Today is Thursday, May 7th, and this is IEW Writing. First off, I want to go over with you something we've talked about before, homonyms. Remember, homonyms means same name. I just want to review with you the ones that we've talked about to make sure that you use them correctly when you're doing your writing. Alright, let's talk about its first. So we have its and we have its, one with an apostrophe and one without an apostrophe. The one with the apostrophe is, as you know, a contraction, right? It's a contraction of it and is. So this one means it is, and this one means it's. Let me give you some sentences. If I were to say, it's so beautiful outside, which one would you use? Alright, you'd pick this one. It's so beautiful. Oh no, I'm sorry. Wrong. You'd pick this one. You caught me. It is so beautiful outside. Correct. If I were to say, looking at the car across the street, if I said, its side window is cracked, then you'd use this one. Okay? It's and its. Alright, what about there and there? Alright, there and there. There's three of them. Okay, let me give you the sentences. They're going on a picnic tomorrow. Which one would you use? They're going. They are going on a picnic tomorrow. You'd use this one because it's the contraction of the word they and are. What if I said, their cousins are coming along? Which one would you use? This one. There. This is a possessive pronoun. Their cousin. It's the cousins that belong to them. Okay, and then what if I said, there are hiking trails at the park? Yes, you would use this one. Commonly mistaken. Alright, what about your and your? If I said to you, you're bringing the soccer ball, right? Which one would you use? You'd use this one, the contraction between you and are. You are bringing the soccer ball, right? And what if I said, your brother has my soccer ball? Then you'd use that one. This is the possessive pronoun. Alright, and what else do we have? 2, 2, and 2. Alright, which one is the number? Yes, that's easy to identify. Okay, if I said, that will be too long of a hike, you'd use this one. This one means more than you're willing to go. Over more. Too much. Alright, what if I said, it's only 2 miles long? Then you'd pick the number, right? 2 miles. Or if I said, Zach wants to go to the beach, then you'd pick this one. Okay, so keep that in mind. You guys know this, but sometimes when you're writing, it's easy to make the mistake of using the wrong homonym. Okay, so far in the process of your Rome paper, you've taken notes from your source texts, and you should have written by now your keyword outline, your fused keyword outline. Okay, so the next thing you're going to do is step number 4 is actually going to write your paragraph. Okay, so take your notes just like you would any other keyword outline and begin to write a sentence for each note, each line. Remember, your topic sentence tells what the paragraph is about. It's about the beginnings of the city of Rome, the Empire of Rome, and don't forget your clincher has to repeat and reflect from here and here. I want to show you a sample. This is your keyword outline. Okay, before I show you the sample, let's talk about your fused keyword outline. I wanted to remind you when you're writing your sentences to make sure that you use your new openers, your ly adverb openers and your prepositional openers. And a couple of examples on this down here, you could say, presumably they were rescued by a wolf. and raised by shepherds. Or you could say, supposedly their evil uncle left them in the Tiber River. Up here you could say, eventually they joined into an army and invaded surrounding territories. Okay? So try to incorporate those new sentence openers as you're writing your paragraph. Okay, so now I want to give you a sample of a paragraph that was written about this topic, and it was written by a young man named Tobias. And I want to show you a couple things with this. Notice he has the MLA format, skipping the lines, but notice down here, when I typed this out, I did not skip a line between each sentence because it wouldn't have fit all in one page and it would have been more difficult to work with. But for your purposes, make sure that you skip a line between every line. Okay, I'm going to read this first, then we'll talk about the particulars. A prestigious city. The great city of Rome was founded over 2,500 years ago. Around 753 BC, shepherds settled around 7 hills by the Tiber River. Over a vast expanse of time, Rome evolved into a massive city formed a colossal and devastating army to invade and conquer other regions. There is a legend that Rome was started by 2 brothers, Romulus and Remus, who were cast into the Tiber River by their sinister uncle and were then raised by a wolf. Eventually, they grew up and planned to build a city with a massive wall. While they fashioned the wall, they fought over the city they planned to build, and tragically, Remus was killed by his irate brother. Therefore, the city was named Rome for Romulus. Whether Romulus and Remus ever really existed, or if they were simply fanciful, ancient Rome will always be remembered as a powerful, prestigious, and prominent city. Okay, so some of the things you may have noticed right off are these highlighted words, great and Rome. Rome and powerful. These are highlighted because they show that the clincher is repeating and reflecting Rome, and powerful and great are very similar. Okay? So remember, you don't have to use the exact same words, but if you use something that means close to the same thing, that's fine. And also notice the title is a prestigious city, and here you have the word prestigious, and then you have the word city. Okay? So this clincher repeats and reflects from the topic sentence and also from the title. Okay, what else do we have? We have an ly adverb underlined. We have a number 2 opener. This is over is a preposition, so over a vast expanse of time is a prepositional phrase. So that's a number 2 prepositional opener. There's a number 3 prepositional opener here, eventually. Eventually they grew up and planned to build a city. There's a comma after the ly adverb opener. Down here we have a decoration, which is an alliteration. Powerful, prestigious, and prominent. Okay, what else do we have? I think there's a who which in here somewhere. Here we go. Started by 2 brothers, Romulus and Remus, who were cast into the Tiber River by their sinister uncle and raised by wolves. So notice your comma there. And you don't have to put a comma after it because the who which clause goes all the way to the end of the sentence, so you just need a period. Okay, and the last thing I want to draw your attention to is the plethora of vocabulary words, which I've written out here so you can see every time. Let's see, we have devastating, we have sinister, what else do we have? Fashioned, irate, and prestigious is the last one, I think. Yeah. So, lots of vocabulary words, loaded with them. Okay, so there's an example of what your paper might look like. It probably will be different, and it should be, but that's an example of how it can be done. Okay, you ready to do some Fix-It? Like I said last time, we're going to be doing Fix-It every class day because we have several that we need to finish before the end of the year. I don't seem to be able to get this right in line, but we'll do the best we can. Okay, let's read. The soldier rightly judged, I must frighten this cunning princess a little more if I am to get what I want from her. Thus he left her with another large dose of the apple, and indicated he would call on the morrow. The next day the enlarged nose of the princess was worse than before. My noble lady, pressed the doctor, something works too heavily against my remedy. Okay, stop laughing, Jaden. All right, judged means what? Okay, that means that he determined or he formed an opinion on whatever information he had. All right, morrow means, of course, tomorrow. Enlarged, you know, it means larger than normal, expanded, grown. And remedy is, of course, something that cures, like a medicine, or in this case, it's going to be a pear, the real remedy. Okay, first off, we notice that we have an indentation, so we're going to start a new paragraph. We're starting a new paragraph because this sentence is showing us the soldier's thoughts, okay, which is different from the last sentence. So we start out with the, we're going to capitalize, it's an article, soldier is a noun, rightly is an ly adverb, judged is a verb. Then we have what his thought was, okay, so you can use quotation marks for thoughts and for what someone says. I needs to be capitalized, of course, as always. Must is a verb, frighten is a verb. This is an adjective, and cunning is an adjective. And what do these adjectives describe? This cunning princess, right, which is a noun. A is an article, and little is an adjective. More is a noun. If is a clausal opener, and Asia, be clausal opener. I is a pronoun, am is a verb, and I want you to change I am to I'm, okay? We're going to combine them and use the contraction I apostrophe am. So when you rewrite this, it should be if I'm to get what I want, okay? I is a pronoun, want is a verb, and here we have a prepositional phrase which you should have underlined. From is the preposition and her is a pronoun. And your period at the end. And remember that prepositional phrases have to have a preposition and then followed by a noun or a pronoun. Okay, so don't forget to change that I am to I'm. All right, which is often more common to use in a story. If you're writing a report or research, you're not going to use the word I'm, you would use I am. But if you're telling a story, contractions like that are fine. All right, number 2, a new paragraph. Why do we have a new paragraph again? Well, it's because these are his thoughts, and now it's changing to his actions, to what he's actually doing. Okay, so capitalize the word thus. He is a pronoun, left is a verb, her is a pronoun. Here we have a prepositional phrase with another large dose. With is a preposition, another is an adjective, large is an adjective, and they both describe the dose, which is a noun. Prepositional phrase, your preposition plus your noun. Another prepositional phrase, of the apple. Of is a preposition, the is the article, and is the noun, or apple is the noun. There's a coordinating conjunction, another fanboy. Then we have the word indicated, which is a verb. He is a pronoun, would is a verb, call is a verb. And another prepositional phrase, on the morrow. On is a preposition, the is an article, morrow is a noun. Period. Okay, number 3. Again, we have a new paragraph. It's because, why? This is the next day. Okay, we move from his thoughts to his actions to the next day. All right, you're going to capitalize the T in the, which is an article. Next is an adjective. Day is a noun. The is an article. Enlarged is an adjective describing nose, which is a noun. Of is a preposition. The is an article. And princess is a noun. So here we have a prepositional phrase, of the princess. So underline that. Then I want you to change enlarged nose of the princess to princess's enlarged nose. Okay, we're going to, of the princess, we're going to change that to princesses with the contraction, to showing that the enlarged nose belongs to the princess. So it should read, the next day, the princess's enlarged nose was worse than before. All right, I'll give you a second to do that. And then we have was as a verb, worse as an adjective, than before, and don't forget your period. All right, number 4, we again have a new paragraph because this time he's speaking again. Okay? All right, so we have my as a preposition. We're going to capitalize the M. Noble lady. Noble is an adjective describing lady, which is a noun. Pressed is a verb. The is an article, and doctor is a noun. Works is a verb, and you need to choose which to you're going to use. In this case, we're picking TOO because it's more than it should be, more than enough, too much. Heavily is an ly adverb. Against is a preposition. My is a pronoun. Remedy is a noun. Period. Underline your prepositional phrase. Again, you have your preposition and you have a noun. No verbs in prepositional phrases. If you're not sure if it's a prepositional phrase or not, look and see if it has a verb that follows it. And if it does, it's not. All right, so I put stars by a couple of words. Pressed, judged, and one more. Indicated, okay? And the reason I starred those is because those are some good examples of strong verbs. And I also marked a couple of adjectives that are quality adjectives, noble, enlarged, and cunning. Okay, so good examples of quality adjectives and strong verbs. All right, that's all we have for today. On Tuesday, we're going to be doing 2 fix-its in one day. So give yourself time to print out and mark week 31 and 32 on Tuesday, and then we'll do 33, which is the last one, a week from today. Okay, so your homework for tonight is, we have one more thing to do. Yes. Before you start writing your paragraph, I want you to do your brainstorming activities on page 123, I think it is. Yes, 123. Okay, and I'm going to go over them with you real quick, but you can do them later on your own. So, paragraphs in Unit 6 must follow the topic clincher rule. The topic sentence and the clincher sentence must repeat or reflect 2 to 3 keywords. Okay, you know this. That's just a reminder. Okay, so remember that the topic sentence should tell the main idea of the paragraph. Write an idea for a clear topic sentence for your paragraph about how Rome began. And here's an example. Rome's beginnings can be traced to small communities of Latin shepherds who settled near the Tiber River. Okay, that could be a beginning to your paragraph that describes what your paragraph's going to be about, and then you're going to go along and tell how that came about. Okay, and now an idea that repeats or reflects 2 to 3 key words from this topic sentence might be, though it began small, Rome grew into one of the mightiest empires ever. So notice that we have began and beginnings, small, and Rome, repeated and reflected. Okay, so those are some ideas for topic clincher sentences. Okay, and we talked about the ly adverb opener. Supposedly Romulus and Remus were raised by a wolf. I don't think there's any other. Okay, yeah. Down at the bottom you can think of some ly adverbs that you could possibly use. Unfortunately, Remus was killed, or ruthlessly Remus was killed. And eventually Rome grew, remarkably, significantly. So think of some good ly adverb sentence openers that you can use for your paper, for your paragraph. It's just a paragraph. Okay, so your homework is to fill in the brainstorming ideas that we just talked about on page 123, write your rough draft of your Rome paragraph, and then rewrite Fix-It 30. Okay? Only one last thing is make sure you have a good weekend. And I'll see y'all again on Tuesday. Bye-bye.